Hey everyone, Chris the Old S Retro Gamer here. Today I'm going to go over the games I've purchased for the newest consoles I have bought. You might have seen some of the games I'm going to show off in the top 10 games of 2014 video that I did a few months back, but I finally bit the bullet. Back in July I picked up one of these systems and then I picked up the other one in November, and I'm glad I did. And then the last one I got in a really awesome trade that I made on Facebook. So let's start with the one I bought back in July, which was the Nintendo Wii U. This was a system that I had absolutely zero interest in because I really did not like the Wii originally. I've brought this up plenty of times before, but I'll say it again for those of you who haven't seen any of the earlier videos. When the Wii first came out, I thought it was really, really cool, and then the longer I had it, for the first, I think, 2 years that I had it, I just started to like it less and less because the games just seemed really gimmicky. They were more for casual gamers than for hardcore gamers like me. I really lost interest in it. I think the last game I bought for it was Metroid Prime 3, and after that, I just kind of went, you know, I really don't even have any interest in playing this right now, just because of the bad taste that the system had left in my mouth. So I ended up selling it. And I probably shouldn't have, because basically right after I sold it was when all the really, really good games started to come out from all the different third-party companies. Because after that, it turned into a really cool system that had a great, unique library of games that didn't just rely on stupid motion controls. I really didn't realize that until I got back into collecting. But when the Wii U was first announced, I saw the exact same thing happening. I was like, oh god. At first it was those stupid remote and the nunchucks. Now it's this goddamn control pad thing. You know, this freaking tablet you had to hold, which I assumed weighed like 12 pounds. And it's going to be all stupid touch controls like the Nintendo DS, which I did not want at all back then. I shrugged it off and I said, you know what, I'm never going to own that. And then a game came out that was part of a series that I really had gotten into when I got back into collecting, and that was Mario Kart. And I went to the local Target, and they had the Wii U set up, and I played the demo of Mario Kart 8, and it blew my fucking mind. I was like, okay, I'm wrong. I was wrong about the Wii, because at this point I did have a Wii again, and I was enjoying the hell out of it. And I said, you know what? I tossed the Wii aside when I really shouldn't have. Maybe I should really give the system a chance. So I started doing some research, and I found the games that were released for this thing, and there was a lot of really cool stuff for this. But it seems to me that Nintendo really effed up the third-party support, because the system does not have a whole lot of it. It's basically all games from Nintendo, with a few interspersed from other companies. And from what I understand, this system is not going to be around much longer either. Nintendo's already working on another system called like the NX or something as the code name. And because they realized they fucked up. They lost all their third-party support. I mean, games that were available for the 360 and the PS3 should be able to be played on the Wii U, because the graphic capabilities of the system are phenomenal. They look awesome. Like, say, Alien Isolation. That's been released for both of the current-gen systems and both of the last-gen systems. That means it could have also been released for the Wii U. The Wii U is turning into a first-party only system, and I'm not really complaining because these first-party games at least the ones that I have, are pretty fucking awesome. So let's get into it. Zombie U. This game got a lot of crap upon release, and it's not worthy of it at all. It is so much fun. The Wonderful 101. At first, I wasn't liking this game because the whole aspect of controlling all these different characters at once and doing all these really crazy things and doing stuff on the control pad with motions and drawing on the pad. It's all thrown at you at such rapid-fire succession. It's really confusing and disorienting. But once you get used to it, the game is actually pretty cool. And it's really fun. Basically, I'm finding that the Wii U has a lot of the more unique games available, just like the Wii did. Transformers Prime, the only reason I bought this is because I found out this is a exclusive for the Wii U, which, as far as third-party games go, getting an exclusive for the Wii U is a pretty big deal. So I wanted to support that, and I picked this up. And while it's not the greatest Transformers game ever made, I still think the one for the PS2 was probably the best. The one that was just called Transformers, which I need to find a copy of again. Standard, middle-of-the-road, mediocre action game, but it's kind of cool for what it is. Why did I buy this? Because... And this was the game I basically bought the system for. But sure, Mario Kart 8 was the one that made me say, yes, you need to get this system. The one that really made me say, I need to go get this right now, was when I watched this series of like 60 episodes on Game Grumps where they played this game. I didn't miss an episode. I had so much fun just watching Dan and Aaron play this damn thing. Super Mario 3D World. This game is just so much fun, especially after I played and did not really like the new Super Mario Brothers games. I thought they were just really slow. This is the exact opposite. This is just fun, and there's so many secrets to find and unlock, and the cat suit is so adorable. I know some people hate that about Nintendo, but yes, the game may look adorable, but the gameplay is spot on, and if you fuck up, it is because you are stupid. This game is amazing. It is one of the better games I've ever played in my life. Here's 2 more exclusive games from a third-party company that I wanted to pick up because I want to support the fact that Wii U needs more third-party support. And that is Scribblenauts Unmasked and Scribblenauts Unlimited. Unmasked is all DC character stuff, which is pretty cool. And Unlimited is basically just a bigger, better version of the games that are available for the handheld systems. I haven't opened them yet, but I have played them before. Unmasked isn't that great, but Unlimited is really cool. Nintendo Land, which is basically a demo for what the gamepad can do. A lot of Wii U's came packaged with this. I didn't get that version. I just picked this up off of Amazon, I think for like $10 brand new. And it is basically just, it shows off all the really cool things you can do with the gamepad. You can hold the gamepad vertically and horizontally and do like ninja star shooting and all this other kind of crazy crap. And this is basically like the Wii Sports of the Wii U. And the thing is, the mini games in this, at least 80% of them, are really, really fun. Some of them are just frustrating and really broken, but for the most part, this is actually a really, really cool game. This is what came with my Wii U. I was really trying to get that Mario Kart 8 bundle, but the Target I went to didn't have it, so I ended up getting the one that comes with this. So not only does it come with new Super Mario Bros. U, but it comes with new Super Luigi U, which is basically just a remixed version of Mario Bros. U with Luigi as the playable character. That's one of the most unnecessary things ever, because I really don't like Super Mario Bros. U to begin with, so it was kind of redundant for me. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I've never played a game in this series before, and I had watched Pro Jared's review of the 4th game that came out for the new Nintendo 3DS, and it looked really, really fun. And I'd always thought that these games are strictly online only, and they're not. You can play these solo if you want as well, which is what I like to do. I'm not really big on the whole internet thing when it comes to gaming. But it's really cool because you can play between this and the 3DS via local wireless, which is pretty awesome if you have the 3DS version of this game, which I might pick up. But it's really, really fun. And as far as I can tell, this is an exclusive. I don't think this was released for any other system outside of like the 3DS. This is the newest game I've picked up for the Wii U. And the thing about this character's games are, when they come out, no one seems to care. 3 or 4 years down the line, these games are about $100. So I said I better jump on this one before it jumps up in price like the rest. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. I don't know why these games are so flippin' expensive. The graphics in this game are fantastic because it looks like everything is made out of clay. Just like Kirby's Epic Yarn, everything looked like it was made out of yarn. When you're playing it on your HD TV, it looks phenomenal. Only problem is, you don't get to watch it get played on your TV because the entire game is played on the gamepad with a stylus. So instead of watching the great graphics play out on screen, you are actually just staring at this little Nintendo 3DS shaped screen with your stylus, looking at everything in kind of a low-res mode, because everything is, you're drawing little paths for Kirby to follow on the screen, and the only person who's getting anything out of the game is the person that might be watching you play it sitting on the couch next to you. I don't understand what the hell they were thinking. Not to say it's a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's actually really fun, and some of the puzzles later on get really challenging to figure out how to get Kirby out of the pickle he's in. But that was stupid. Really, really stupid. If I want a game that plays exclusively with the stylus, I'll play it on the flippin' 3DS, not on my goddamn HD TV. Hyrule Warriors, and then lastly is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. And this game is getting kind of hard to find, at least by me in the city, and for some reason the price of this is starting to go up and up and up. So when I saw a copy of it at a Target, I said I might as well just get it right now. Otherwise, I might never see it again because I rarely see it anywhere anymore. This was based on a series of levels from Super Mario 3D World. Those levels were just made, as far as I was concerned, just as a test to see if people actually like those styles of levels. And when people responded well to it, they said, we'll make a whole game out of it. And it is really fun. I love this game. It's really, really cool. So that's it for the Wii U. Now I'm going to move on to the other system, the one that I bought in November, PlayStation 4. And the thing was, when I bought it in November, right after that, Black Friday happened, and man, I went crazy. Because all these games are being discounted, even the brand new ones, which kind of blew my mind. So I picked up quite a bit. Wolfenstein: The New Order, I never would have thought I would have liked this game in a million years, but I downloaded the demo just out of shits and giggles, and I ended up really, really liking it, and that's Trials Fusion, which is like a puzzle game with motorcycle racing. It sounds bizarre, but it's really, really fun. It's all about physics, and, you know, can you make this jump in this certain position your motorcycle is in, because, you know, you might land kind of funny. It is a lot of fun. Hard as balls, and is one of those games that is all about the DLC. It kind of cheeses me off a little bit. Honestly, I don't know if I want to open this next game. From my understanding, it didn't get a wide release. You can only get it at GameStop. And the only reason I knew about it was because Scott from Video Game Sellers talked about it in one of his videos that, you know, the GameStop he works at got it, and he never heard of it, and it just showed up at the store one day. And I might not open it because it might be a rare thing. It might be worth a lot of money in the future. So I haven't opened it yet. I can't tell you if it's any good, but it's called Stick It to the Man. You're playing as this dude who's got like one of those gummy hand things that used to be able to get out of a vending machine that you would slap up against the wall and it would stick, coming out of his brain. And I think that's the combat mechanic, is you smack people with this thing and you slam them around the room. If I see it dropping in price, I'll pop it open and I'll play it. But until then, I might just keep this wrapped. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. Haven't had a lot of time to play a game of this magnitude yet because I'm playing through another game that I have in this pile. And once I do finish that, this is the next game on my list. Lego Marvel Superheroes Killzone Shadowfall. The Evil Within. A really cool survival horror game. It's really cheesy. It's really goofy sometimes. But it is an interactive B-movie. Slasher film. And it is pretty awesome. This was on my top 10 games of 2014 list for good reason. That's Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I got the Day Zero edition, even though I did not buy it on Day Zero. I bought this like a week after the game came out at a used game store. I got it for like $25 off. The thing that made me laugh about this was not only did I pay $25 less than I would have paid if I picked this up the week prior, but it also came with the digital content. The guy that bought this before me didn't even redeem, so yeah. Call of Duty gets a lot of shit. I don't buy into that, because if the games weren't good, people wouldn't keep buying them. And I don't buy them to play online. I love the single-player campaign. I love that kind of stuff. This game I pre-ordered before I even was going to buy a PS4. I got my copy of this like 2 weeks before I even bought the PS4. So it sat around gathering dust because I wanted it so bad. That's Alien Isolation, the Nostromo edition. I was interested in the game because I heard it was going to be more like the original movie where it was all one alien and you're basically hiding from it. So it was survival horror instead of like another Colonial Marines type of game, which gets a lot of hate and I don't think it's deserved. And number two, it was kind of like what happened in between Alien and Aliens, you know, with Ripley's daughter, which I thought was also awesome. And on top of that, there was missions you're going to be able to get where you play through Alien as Ripley, and the rest of the cast from the first movie came back to voice their characters, which I thought was fantastic, which is why I wanted to pre-order this so I could do that. And this game lived up to all the hype. I mean, there's some people that say it's shit, and I think it's just because it's not a freaking run-and-gun game, and there's others that say it's fantastic, and I think it's fantastic. I love it. It is so much fun. The graphics are okay. Everyone makes a big deal about, you know, like, oh, the upgrade from PS3 to PS4, which all came out on the same damn day, is really noticeable. I couldn't tell. I didn't own the PS3. I saw the PS3 one played, and it's basically, it's minimal. It's minimal. And then the cinemas are kind of jumpy, which is kind of strange. You would think that, you know, for having to install these games on your system before you even play them, that it would eliminate load times and make the cinema scenes flow a little smoother. Not really. But this game is super awesome, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Now, this is the epitome of getting a really good deal on Black Friday. I see these big box sets available every year when one of these games comes out, and every year I pass it up because I'm not going to drop $200 on one of these goddamn things. I don't care how cool the stuff that comes with it is. I will not drop that much money at one time for one fucking game. I don't care. No, it's not happening. No, sorry. No, sorry. No. Black Friday pops up, and then this goddamn thing shows up for about 80% off on Amazon. And I said, the Prestige Edition of Call of Duty Ghosts. I got this like a year after the game itself came out, and I got this for $40, brand new. I really found myself sucked into the storyline of this one really, really quickly. Usually takes a few levels, but from the beginning, just the way the story was being told, I really liked it. Especially that first section when you're in outer space. That was insane. Shooting people in 0G as a first-person shooter is quite possibly one of the coolest things I've ever done. So this is probably the only Prestige Edition I'll ever own for any game in this series, because once I buy them at the beginning, I will not buy it again. And I don't care how long much it's been discounted, but this was the first game I bought for my PS4. I actually picked this up the day I picked up my PS4 before I even bought the damn system. Rayman Legends, just as in the previous video at the end where I ranted just a little bit about, my thoughts on certain gaming trends, I'm going to do it again here, because this is one of the things I was talking about in that video where game companies are like releasing remastered games just because they can. These games are released for the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and for some reason the company just is like, you know what, there's a new system. Yes, it can make graphics look better, so let's do an upgraded version and have people buy the same game twice. I hate that. Stop it. Just create new fucking games. You doing this really makes me think that you guys don't have ideas for games. You're just reusing the exact same game that you created 2 years ago and are just putting a new coat of paint on it and reselling it to us. Yeah, it may have some DLC add-ons or whatnot, but just stop. Give us some new IPs for fuck's sake. Stop it. It's annoying. Don't get me wrong. I love Tomb Raider, but the Definitive Edition, the upgrade is minimal. The graphics, yeah, they do look better. They do. There's more detail. The animation is more fluid. It runs at a consistent 60 frames per second. But did we really need a remaster of this? Just give us the flippin' sequel already. Same with Grand Theft Auto 5. Granted, I never bought the one for the PS3 or the 360 because I knew this was coming out for the PS4, and I said if I was going to get the game, that'll be the one I get it for. So, yes, the graphics are better. Yes, there is a first-person mode in here that is not available on the other versions. But the thing is, I am instantly regretting this game because I know, given in 2 years, there will be downloadable content that will be available for this game, and they will release another version of it with all of that built in. The only reason I bought this was because I got it for $10 brand new off of Amazon. Injustice, Gods Among Us, the Ultimate Edition. The graphics are just slightly better than they were on the PS3. Does not mean that they needed to re-release this on the fucking PS4. What's better about it? There's all the downloadable content that was available is available now in this. So even though I did not have all the DLC for the PS3 version of this game that I own, it's all in here now. All the characters are available now. All the skins, all the Star Lab missions are available. Why did I buy it? It was cheap, and I was looking for games to add to my PS4 collection, so I'd actually have some stuff to play. And yes, when I did buy this, I played through the whole fucking game again, and I beat it in record time. I think it took me a night to beat the whole freaking game. It's really short. I still enjoy it. It's a great game, but just give us Mortal Kombat X. Last of Us Remastered. Last of Us is an amazing, amazing game. It is fantastic. I saw what the footage looked like from this game online, and I said, oh my god, it looks so much better. But did we really need a remaster? It was a year and a half old, and they decided to release this remastered version. Give us new games. The jump from PS2 to PS3 was significant. There was no HD when it came to PS2. That thing could barely do standard television. I have the component cables for the PS2, and the upgrade, using the 5 connectors instead of just the standard 3, is minimal. It doesn't do much. But then you go to HD, and oh my god, my eyeballs melt. So I can understand the jump from PS2 to PS3 upgrade. That's fine. That's great, because now, the graphics, which were kind of blurry on your CRT, look even worse on an HD TV. So, yes, the HD upgrade is necessary. But when you have a game that was in HD to begin with, you upgrade it to a better version of HD, it's still the same fucking game. But the one that really pisses me off is this. And I really, really waited until this was discounted. I got this for $10. I refused to pay full price for it, which is basically a physical demo. When this first came out, I actually thought this was Metal Gear Solid 5. Turns out it's like a prequel to Metal Gear Solid 5. But on top of that, it is just a demo of what the game is going to be. What I saw online that made me say, what the hell, is that you can beat this in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. If you really want to go and look for every single thing that's available in this thing, it might last for 6. Whatever, fine. But they were charging $30 for this. This is a $30 demo. They should have released this for $5. Or just made it a download available on the online store. These companies are just trying to wring every single penny out of the gamers. It's almost like they're showing contempt for us. I don't get it. Let's make gamers pay for the demos. And pay what I'm considering top dollar. $40 for a demo is bullshit. Okay, and the last new system that I got recently, I actually got about a month and a half ago, I want to say. It's one that I've been trying to get for a long, long time. It just never happens. It is also one that seems to be dying very, very quickly. And it kind of saddens me because after playing it, it is a really, really fun console that I really enjoy. And that is the PS Vita. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. They're still kind of expensive, even though no one seems to really be interested in them. They're still going for around $200. There's not a lot of games available for this thing that are like, oh my god, I have to have that system. There's no killer app for this thing. Well, there's one. But there aren't a lot. And I wasn't willing to drop $200 for this. But the new 3DS comes out. I had the 3DS XL, the Link Between Worlds edition. The Legend of Zelda one was gold. It was beautiful. I showed it off in one of my other videos. Having that on top of having the new 3DS, I thought was going to be redundant. So I decided to sell it online. I had lots of offers. People were wanting to trade, and I wasn't really interested in the stuff they're trading. People were trying to, like, gank me. And then one guy that happens to live in my area texts me and says, hey, I really want that 3DS. I've been looking for that for a long time. The only thing I really have to trade is a PS Vita and a handful of games. He had a case for it and a bunch of games. And I said, oh, this might be my chance. So I made damn sure that I got my money's worth. So he gave me pretty much everything. He gave me everything he had. So I got this Vita, and it is really, really cool. I like it a lot. Another cool thing about this system is you can hook it up to your PS4 through this thing called the PlayStation TV, which I need to get. You can play your Vita on the TV through the PlayStation TV, and you can sync this up with your PS4. Not only is the main screen a touchpad, but so is the back. The whole back of this thing is a touchpad, and it's weird. It's really weird. It's really strange. And what gets me the most is that the games come on cards that are smaller than cards for the 3DS, and this thing does graphics that are 3 times as good as the 3DS. This is like PlayStation 3 graphics on these tiny little memory cards. I said it before and I've said it again. Technology. I did get a lot of games from the guy I traded with. I'll show you the ones he gave me first. Touch My Katamari, Mortal Kombat, Mod Nation Racers, Road Trip, Little Big Planet, PS Vita, and the God of War collection, which has God of War 1 and 2. And some of the games for the system can still be kind of expensive, so I really haven't been buying very many, but there was 2 that I knew of that I really wanted to have right off the bat. So when I first talked to Brian about making this trade, I went right online, found copies of these 2 games, and got them. And that is Uncharted, Golden Abyss, and Gravity Rush. 3 new systems that I've been wanting for a long time. Finally got them, and I'm loving them. Loving them. But the thing is, the one that I heaped the most hate on way back when it was first announced, the Wii U, is the one that I like the most. Original, unique games that are not available for other systems. That's basically this thing's bread and butter. The library for this thing is a lot of just exclusive games. And the thing that pisses me off about the PS4 is, out of all these games I have, they're all multiplats, and they're all remastered versions of other games. The thing that I really wanted to get my PS4 for was so I could play Uncharted 4. And that's still a year and a half away. I mean, I love the PS4, don't get me wrong. I've had good times with it. The Wii U is the one that is not selling, and it is still kicking the shit out of all these other systems because it is showing you how to do a freaking dedicated console. It is all about the exclusive titles and none of this remastered shit. Managing to make great games that are only available for their console, which makes it so you have to buy the console. Not when it's like, I can get a PS4 or an Xbox One, and basically they have the exact same games going across both consoles, with maybe 2 or 3 exclusives here and there. Please subscribe to the channel. If you're watching it already, why not just hit that button? It's just so easy. Look, see, just follow the finger. Click. Comment on the video. Let me know what you think about the games that I've picked up. These new systems. Are there games that I really should look out for, especially for the Vita? Let me know what's good for the Vita, because I know next to nothing about this thing. I basically wanted to get it for Uncharted, and that's worked out. What other games are available for the Wii U that I should get, or the PS4? What games are not multiplats or remasters that are really, really rad for it? And I don't mean Bloodborne. Let me know your thoughts on this whole remastered, this exclusivity topic. Share the video with your friends. You could just post that link on Facebook somewhere. Just do it. Give the video a thumbs up. Let me know you care. Okay, so in the next video, I'll do one big pickup video that has everything in it from all the systems that I've picked up since I've made videos about those individual systems, and then I'll get back into original content for reviews and rants and whatnot, maybe some Let's Plays. So, until then, I'm Chris, the Old Retro Gamer, signing off. Oh! That was my kneecap. It is now goop.